Alright, so I'm not used to doing these type of things, speech-wise. I give speeches every day for work, but I'm giving speeches about weather, how long till we're landing, and there's a door behind me, so excuse my nerves here. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Michael's little brother, Jordan. And let's be honest, half of you guys in the room have called me Michael at some point in your life. And honestly, I was called Michael twice today. But growing up, I was always referred to as Tozzi's little brother, or little Tozzi. And honestly, there's no one I'd rather be confused with than Mike, because he's someone I've looked up to my entire life, and someone I always tried to be. So, it's always been an honor when people, confuse me as Mike, as silly as that sounds. Before I get started, I want to send a special thanks to my parents, because growing up, they've instilled this relationship between my brother and I. They made sure that, like some brothers, how some brothers don't talk when they get older, or some brothers grow apart. They made sure that our relationship was always strong, and that we always stayed close no matter what. No matter what fight we got in, that we always made up. And I just want to thank them for that, because me and my brother do have a really great relationship. I owe that to my parents. All right. Anyways, a lot of you guys know that Michael and Jess met in the restaurant, and there's a side story behind that most of you probably have never heard before. So like when you're waiting tables, if you're not familiar, there's like a batting order. Like this server gets this table, then a new table comes in, so there's a new server that gets that table, right? So every time a good-looking girl would come in the restaurant, my mom just threw that order out the window and gave it to my brother. Every single time. So it was obvious when Jess came in that order was going out the window, and Michael did end up waiting on her. And I think we're all grateful for that, because, because of Booth 2, that's why we're all here. And honestly, from that day forward till now, me and Michael shared a room for the majority of our life, and this is the happiest I've ever seen my brother, from that day. And yesterday we were both working out at the gym, and Jess called him, and that level of happiness was on a completely different level than it has been since his engagement. And Michael picked up the phone, and I'm working out. And I can hear Jess on the other line, because she's so happy and so excited, and she's just talking so loud. But I always hoped, growing up with Michael, that he'd find a girl that was equally as kind, equally as humble, caring, successful, and as close to God as what he is. And that's exactly what he found in Jess. But growing up with Mike, I'm sure my family knows, but I relied on my brother for everything. I asked him literally for everything. Every type of situation I got in, I went to my brother for it. And like I said, I mean that in a literal sense. So I remember when we were little, we went out to eat as a family, and the server comes around and asks you for a drink. What do you want to drink? And the server got to me and asked me what I wanted to drink. So I looked at my brother. I said, "Hey, Mike, what do you think I should get to drink?" On a small scale like that to a larger scale, just a couple years ago, before I proposed to my wife, I brought home 2 diamond rings because I wanted to ask my brother which one he thought was better. And a lot of people always wonder why I go to Michael for so many things. And they would even ask me, like, why can't you make a decision without asking your brother? Why can't you just make a decision on your own? And I never understood that, because I wanted to be exactly like Mike. As I grew up, he's been my role model my entire life, and he's someone I've always strived to be. And like I said, I asked him for everything, and that's why this speech was hard. It wasn't hard talking about him, but it was hard not being able to go to my brother and saying, "How is this?" And I mean, that's how I see my brother. I see him as an extremely humble, caring, kind-hearted, successful, and many more things. And, you know, on an athletic level, he holds multiple high school baseball records. He won a national championship when he played college baseball. And he was once the world's most accurate fantasy football expert in the world. So, he's a brother that, he's an older brother that would stay up till 10 o'clock on a school night teaching me basketball moves in our backyard. He would review my essays and revise them. But ultimately, he's a brother that included me in his life and with his friends. One of my favorite memories with my brother. Sorry, it's harder than I thought it would be. So he was a senior when I was in 8th grade. And I remember we went to a Sandy Valley football game. And I'm in like 7th or 8th grade, I'm in junior high. And I remember he invited me to sit in the student section with him. And that stuck with me, you know, for the rest of my life, because what older brother does that? Growing up, he played baseball all the time, so when he played baseball, he wore number 7 because Mickey Mantle wore it. I wore number 7 because my brother wore it. Or Mike, you took on a role as an older brother that you didn't ask for, especially in dealing with me and Brittany. But you made it your own with kindness, charisma, and courage. You've molded me into the person I am today. You've made my relationship with God extremely closer than I ever thought it would be, and I love you for that. I'm extremely happy for you and Jess today. I'm extremely happy for you and Jess to have your European athletic kids that I'm sure you'll have. And I'm excited to be as close to your kids as I am with you. I love you guys both more than you'll ever know. If you guys could raise a glass to Mike and Jess. Salute.